Hello, and thank you for joining the ARC of Fort Bend County Parent Education and Support Group meeting on Zoom today. It's that time of year when we are all thinking, what is my child going to do this summer? And that's why we're so glad to have some different businesses and organizations with us here today to share a variety of opportunities this summer for people with disabilities of all ages, from fun day camps and recreational activities to meaningful work and employment training. If you're with us live today, you'll notice that your microphone was on mute when you logged on. And that's just to help us keep the background noise down so we can hear each presenter clearly and we get a good recording to share with anyone who missed us at this live presentation. There will be a chance to ask questions after each presenter, and you are welcome to unmute yourself to ask or put your questions in the chat box if you'd like, and I can read your questions to the presenter. This PowerPoint presentation with all of the slides and flyers of all of the organizations here today will be emailed to everyone who registered for this presentation. So stay tuned for that in your email boxes shortly. First, let me describe a little bit about the Parent Education Support Group, the ARC of Fort Bend County, and what we do. I'm Carrie Axtell, the Advocacy and Youth Programs Director with the ARC of Fort Bend County. We're a nonprofit organization established in 1968 for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, such as autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy. We ensure opportunities for people with IDD and their families to maximize their quality of life within our communities. We do that through disability rights advocacy for and with people with IDD, for legislative, education, and other IDD quality of life issues. We have an excellent information referral program providing individualized guidance about school, transitioning to adulthood, and referral to other organizations to help throughout life's transitions. We provide information about community services and resources, organize resource fairs, and host support groups for parents and adult siblings. Today's presentation is part of our Parent Education and Support Group. We typically meet one Thursday a month throughout the school year. The presentation is at 11 a.m. and then at noon, I stop the recording and the Parent Support Group meeting begins. So we invite you to stick around after this presentation and bounce ideas and questions off of one another. As fellow parents, we have a lot of knowledge experience that we can share with each other. The ARC of Fort Bend County also has several high-quality social and recreational programs for people in their teens, their 20s, and into mature adulthood. We are also home to the largest Special Olympics delegation for adults in the region, offering 10 different sports and over 100 athletes. So as you can see, the ARC of Fort Bend County is your go-to source for people with IDD in Fort Bend County. Our website has a wealth of information about all of our programs, membership, and what we do, along with helpful information and resources. I also encourage you to check us out on social media, as we have a very active Facebook page chock full of community events and helpful information. For this summer's activities, although our programs are currently being held virtually, we are gradually returning to in-person programs starting this summer. The very first in-person event that we will be a part of this summer is Yoga for All. Bloom Fitness, in collaboration with the ARC of Fort Bend, Texana Center, Gigi's Playhouse, and the Harris Center, invite you to join us on Saturday, June 19th at 8:30 a.m. for an inclusive outdoor event for people of all abilities. It's being held at Sugarland Town Square on the large grassy area near City Hall. Registration is free and it's being held through Eventbrite. The first 200 registrants to arrive will get a free yoga mat to use during the event and then take home with them. There will also be some fun family activities like snow cones and face painting, but this event is really about promoting wellness inside and out for everyone. We would love to see you and your family come out and enjoy a beautiful morning of yoga with us. Again, registration is free and available online through Eventbrite. The registration link is here on the slide, but if you also Google Yoga for All June 19th, this event is the first one to pop up, so it's super easy. The next summertime activity we have here at the ARC of Fort Bend County is our Teen Pals Network program. This is actually a year-round program that we have, matching one teen with an intellectual developmental disability with a teen peer volunteer to have weekly conversations, build rapport, social skills, and friendships. During the school year, the PALs meet every week for at least 5 weeks straight. But during the summer, the PALs only need to meet six times over the entire 3-month summer break, which is June, July, and August. And this means that the PALs meet roughly twice a month over the summer break. This is an excellent program that we have in conjunction and partnership with Unite and Inspire. We're very proud of that. And the flexibility that this program allows for the summertime will allow a PAL to enjoy their scheduled summer camps and activities and vacation time. This program is open to Fort Bend County teens who have an intellectual or developmental disability between the ages of 13 to 19, who are also members of the ARC of Fort Bend County. So if your child is not yet a member, please join us. The family membership is just $50 for the year, and you can join on our website at arcoffortbend.org. We also have several teen pals who enjoy another program of ours, which is known as Teen Tween Social Program, which will also be returning in person this fall on September 3rd at Christchurch Sugarland, and we're very excited about that. This program started, of course, as an in-person respite program. We typically meet the first Friday of the month throughout the school year. We just take the months of July and August off. But we do have one more virtual Teen Tween Social that will be coming up on Friday, June 4th, although it will be a slightly different format. We will still have a brief social at 6:30 p.m. until 7, but then at 7 we're going to be watching the Disney movie Raya and the Last Dragon. So Teen Tween Social is a great fun program that we have. It's open to all Fort Bend County teen residents who have an intellectual and developmental disability between the ages of 11 to 18, because this is for teens and tweens. So to sign up for the June 4th event, you can go to this Sign Up Genius link here on the slide. And again, this PowerPoint presentation with all the slides and flyers of all of the organizations here today will be emailed to everyone who registered for this presentation. So don't worry about writing feverishly. These are all the summertime activities I have to highlight for the ARC of Fort Bend County at this time. Are there any questions about these events or programs before we move on to our next presenter? And I'm going to look at the chat as well. So I don't see any questions in the chat so far, but again, just reminder everybody, if you would like to unmute yourself to ask a question, you're welcome to. If you would prefer to use the chat box, feel free to do that too, and I will monitor the chat, and as we move forward, we'll have questions, chance for questions at the end as well. But if you have your question now, you're available to ask it or put it in the chat. All right. Well, in the meantime, we'll go ahead and with our next presenter, we have Getting Sorted. Go ahead, take it away, Gail.
It is so lovely to see everybody's faces. I know we all feel the same way about that. So, and thank you, Carrie, on behalf of everybody for making this kind of thing happen. You can go on to the next slide. So the older my child gets, my John, and he's now 14, rising next year, he'll be into high school. I stopped thinking as much about early childhood, right? So there's lots of content on the website in podcasts and ebooks and blogs and workshop notes and blah, blah, blah. But it's this new stuff, right, that keeps me awake at night thinking about, okay, so for our constantly evolving state of young people, I was having a conversation with Justin one day, and he said, it came out like, I've been teaching this at the adjunct level, non-credit, positive relationships, pros and cons of online dating for semesters and semesters. But it was always in the back of my mind that it would be for our young people, because there's some sticky wickets. There's some things that you got to kind of watch out for. Yes, passive aggressive, taking responsibility for your own choices, empowering yourself. And yet at the same time, we got to watch out for, there's pros and cons to online dating, but we all want that in our lives, right? So whether it's in life or dating or relationships or work or anything else, if we were talking back and forth on a fair conversation, honest, and I'm telling them about what I've been through as far as the online dating for years. And then we talk about the healing and the facing our fears and not being a victim and taking responsibility and all that great psychobabble stuff, right? All of the best practices that any of us that would be talking about from a psychological standpoint, from a Anyway, so we've enjoyed this. And I have to say that my whole intention is to back off and make this young panel the ones who are doing the work, asking each other's questions. And the more I see them together, now we have missed a month because I've been recovering from COVID. But the last 2 or 3 times we were together, it was such a joy to see them laughing with each other and kidding around about things. And these are all young people of neurodiversity, all, I mean, just, it was a beautiful rainbow of faces, colors, cultures and everything. And so anyway, we're moving on with that. We do it every month. It's free. There's homework. Y'all can come. I'm not talking about birds and the bees, but yep, we'll talk about cooties. So anyway, it's a blast. And I was sorry to have missed it. Okay, Carrie, next one. Now, this is another one that came up. So the idea was, if you're really thinking outside the box, why don't our young people help us? How can we help our young people start to tell their own stories, right? And not just some boring where you're just sitting there listening to kind of like talking heads. And this hit me last night because my son John and I were watching my favorite of all of the High School Musicals, #3. And in that movie, if you recall, they have some beautiful masculine dances and some fantastic choreography. At the same time, you see all these neurotypical kids filled with angst and worry and feeling like they're being pushed and pulled by life without any empowerment. And I thought, as I was watching this, I was thinking, all right, so we want to add action. So we've been filming, we've got at least one day under our belt so far. This is a proper documentary series, big project ongoing. And my anticipation is that we would be building like a independent film festival quality product every other year. And we build stories of the heart. So it's neurodiversity stories of the heart, challenge, and strategy, where the young people are talking themselves. Maybe 5% parent, 95% young person. And one of the reasons that I'm talking a little bit more about this right now is to say that we need to add action to it. We need to add more to it. And so this is like a request to the universe. So as our young people get engaged and they come in and we can videotape, and this is going to be at my house or in the front yard or in the premises, right? So this is a face-to-face thing, but have them show, right? Not just sit, stand, but do and build their life and make their life. And anyway, so we're excited about that. We're going to be filming soon again. And we want the young people to, I'm also documenting the story behind the story. So all of the young people who are helping with the GAF work and the all this, the behind the scenes thing, the storyboarding, editing, marketing, putting it all together so that it's not just something that adults do for kids again. It's what the kids do for themselves, and they're learning all the workplace skills to go with it. Will it be perfect? No, but it's going to be better each time we do it, and they're going to take ownership in it. You should see the pride and the happiness in their faces when they're just starting to open up, tell their story. So, okay, next slide, Carrie. Thank you. So this is, you can, I think these next 3 you can click through pretty fast. They're just resources that I continue to build. We continue to build on the website, the podcasts I've been working on since COVID. So my hair's on fire, much less than it used to be. We have our ongoing teams with the idea that what do we need to create for our young people so they can be self-empowered that doesn't exist yet, right? So anyway, thank you for your time. I hope I didn't go too long, but this is a real hands-on kind of stuff, both of these, the face-to-face with, the Zoom with the online dating, but building a documentary series and really putting teeth into it and making it a proper, respectable product. We need help. We want the young kids to help us do it, not do it for them, but them anticipate, and they can build their platform at the same time. I'm taking pictures behind the scenes so they can prove that not only were they in front of the camera, they were behind the camera. Okay, cheers. Thank you all. Thanks, Carrie.
Thank you. Now we have Partners Resource Network.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Carrie, and the ARC of Fort Bend. It's a pleasure to be here this morning to talk about the awesome organization that I work for, Partners Resource Network. If you haven't heard who Partners Resource Network is, Partners Resource Network is a nonprofit agency that operates the Texas statewide network of training and information centers. We're funded by the U.S. Department of Education, the Office of Special Education Programs. We have 4 PTIs now. Those 4 PTIs are PATH, PEN, PACT, and TEAM. We cover the whole state of Texas. So there is a regional coordinator that can help you that navigate the special education system and put you in contact with resources as well. We help families from 0 to 26 years old. We also help youth from 14 to 26. We call them our self advocates. We provide information, training, resources. We help parents to prepare for ARD meetings. Sometimes they have questions about navigating the process or how do I request certain things at the school? How do I, who do I contact with transition? What resources are out there? So we're here to help the families. I am a regional coordinator and I cover Houston and surrounding areas. We have several regional coordinators on our team that are always willing to help. We're also parents, and so we're very passionate about helping our families to navigate. Um, our website is www.prntexas.org. We offer webinars through our state team, but we also offer local webinars that we put on. And we have over 30 different modules from what is a positive behavior intervention plan to what is the autism supplement. Also, we have some modules on self-care for the caregiver. And also we have a module on siblings. All of our services are provided free of cost to families, and we also provide them in Spanish for Spanish speaking families. We have some events coming up in May, and that's one of the flyers that I had sent over. We've been working on that. That virtual conference is Reimagine Tomorrow, and it is a free conference. You just have to register for it. We have a wonderful lineup of presenters. We have Dr. Carmen Baez. She is the executive officer of the Wellness Institute of Neurodevelopment, and she's going to talk about different treatments for learning. And we also have Dr. Holly Harris. She's going to be talking about milestones from birth to 3, what to expect, and when to seek help. She's with Baylor College of Medicine. And then on Friday, I have a good friend that we worked together when I lived in Florida, and she's Stacy Hoagland. She's an author, she's an educational advocate, and a disability consultant. And she's going to talk about the importance of accommodations in middle school IEPs. And then lastly, on that day, we're going to have Dr. James Williams. He's an expert when it comes to transition. I love when he comes on because he's such a wealth of knowledge. The top 10 mistakes to avoid during post-secondary transition planning and evaluation. If you have any questions regarding our services, you can contact us. My contact information is on the screen. Right now, I'm not in the office, but you can definitely contact Celia. She's also one of the regional coordinators. And we hope that if you have any questions, you can reach out to us. We're here to help. Thank you, Terry. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have Sharp Minds Academy.
Hey guys, thank you to the ARC of Fort Bend for having us here today. Some of you guys know a little bit about Sharp Minds Academy already, but I just want to let you guys know some of the programs that we have and what we'll be doing this summer for our little ones here. So Sharp Minds Academy is located in Missouri City. We have a neurotypical preschool for 2.5 to 6 years old. And we also have an inclusion special needs preschool for 2.5 to 6 years old. We started this program because I myself have an ADHD, ASD nephew, and I have guardianship over him because his parents are deaf and mute. So the journey I took with him when he was very young is what Sharp Minds Academy's Learning Differences program is here today. So some of the things that we do in that room is very special to us because we help these kids to transition as much as possible to a mainstream program when they enter public school or charter school in the future. We also have tutoring here for learning differences. So we've been our special certified teachers and our certified paraprofessionals in this space have been tutoring children from kindergarten all the way to 8th grade throughout the week. And we also have tutoring for our children on Saturdays from 9 to 12 p.m. This summer is very special to us because this is the first time that we're doing a social skills toddler program, as well as a grade 1 to 6th grade summer skills program this summer. So I think, Carrie, you have the grade 1, the next slide. Yeah, so the toddler program is actually from Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And we'll be the age range is 3 to 5. And then we also have Saturdays summer social skills program for our grades 1 through 6, which will be done in June and July. Both of these programs are going to be implemented by our certified special education teacher as well as certified paraprofessionals. We will have support in the room for students that have any behavior issues. But this summer's the social skills program is especially designed for children that needs an increase in socialization skills as well as academics, as well as just social play for toddlers. And then of course, when it comes to grades 1 through 6, of course, STEM activities, team building exercises, how to organize, time management, and of course, building social skills. The other part of this program that is, can you, Carrie, go back to the first slide? Is language development. We actually just started this program about a couple of months ago. And the reason why we came up with this program is because through the focus and independent attention that our certified teachers and paraprofessionals were giving our children in our learning differences space, we have a lot of children that come here that have limited speech delay. And our teachers were pulling them out and working with them one-on-one or small groups. And we found out through a few months into that progress level that kids were actually increasing in speech formulation and words and actually development in their vocabulary. So we started something called language skills for limited speech delay, any kind of communication delays, and so forth. So we have this running from Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It is an actual assistance to speech therapy program, speech therapy that are being given to children in this area as well. We know speech therapy can be a couple of times a week, 30 minutes a week, 30-minute sessions, but this is an additional resource for that as well. So yeah, that's Sharp Minds Academy for you. And any questions I can answer for you guys?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm not seeing any questions in the chat at this time, but we will circle back again at the end of the presentation. Thank you so much. We now have True Night Academy.
Hi, I'm Charlene Gregus, and thank you so much for having us. True Night Academy was actually founded in 2012. I came here with a son with autism and intellectually disabled, and we had come from a state that actually vouchers special education and had a myriad of products available to him that were not here. So enough people bugged me and we opened True Night Academy. This year will be our 10th camp. Our camp has grown from 8 to, we've had as many as 60 kids in 3 locations. We are going to be starting in our Sugarland location at 1730 Williams Trace this summer. And we have space as a little church next door. So we'll be using that space for our teenagers. We are going to hold on to some protocols. Those are things that parents are calling about. And you guys, we are getting crazy phone calls right now, like I'm inundated and having to make time for payroll. But anyways, we accept kids from ages 5 to 22. True Night has actually reformulated and just got all of our paperwork in our program. We're a nonprofit 501c3 with a religious affiliation. We are not connected to any church, but we do, we are faith-based. The cornerstone of our program is brain training. So we will be doing things like interactive metronome, the listening program, exercises in primitive resources. We will do rhythm-based things, so things that the kids can do to help with that neuroplasticity. Added to that will be math and English. We might memorize the presidents this year. We've done that different summers, so we're talking about that right now. So a little bit of reading, writing, arithmetic. So that's the morning. The afternoon is a field trip every single day. So that field trip would mean we go swimming, bowling, and to a gym every week. And then the other days we do like the main event, altitude, we go to the movies, we go to the alligator encounter, all the museums, the zoo. We head down to Moody Gardens for a couple different days, along with Palm Beach, which is part of their program. So we do all of that. We are currently reworking our True Night Entrepreneurs program. In 2019, Christ Church, the Methodist Church on Austin Parkway, donated their space, and we had 16, 18 plus attend. We're in 2 4-week sessions. They got their food handlers permits, and they manufactured 2,000 jars of salsa with 1893 salsa. So we are going to now be working with TWC, and they've approached us about opening that back up. COVID shut it down, and like some of you guys know, it's a challenge. It's always time and money to get those things back rolling, but we will be having that type of transition program. We were hoping to have it ready for June, if not maybe July or August. We are also adding in True Night therapies. We're in the middle of that. So those of you that have Star Plus kids, we have been contacted by both Blue Cross Blue Shield and United Healthcare asking us if we would start taking insurance. So it's a big project. We're really close to finishing that so that we have some ways to help you pay for what we do. Let's see what else. We do a tour and an interview process to accept your student. We separate the kids based on a couple criteria. One would be age, abilities, and so where they're at. If the teenagers are in a separate space than the ones from from the little guys. We have a third space waiting for us. So should our numbers get higher than usual, which we're hoping will happen, and we will be at Famewell Montessori School. We use their swimming pool and their gym, and we are ready to rent space from them and hopefully rent half their school. That's the goal. If you want more information, the place to go is go to truenight.org. Under more, there is a parent handbook. Also, all of the information on registration is in there. We have done different things. So COVID for us has been interesting. We all took a deep breath. We are working through everything that we had to work through. We opened with 6 students in our day school. To break even, we need 12. So it has definitely for us been a walk of faith. But because of that, we have been able to do some diversification and some restructuring. One of the things that we did is our teachers, all of our teachers and our aides are now RBT certified. So they're registered behavior technicians along with teachers or aides. They're year round. Our camp counselors usually come back to me from other school districts or charter schools. So we have a variety of people that are ready to work.
Charlene, We do have a question about the cost for the day camp.
All right, so a typical, so let me go through ratios. 1-on-1, 1-on-3, 1-on-4, 1-on-6. It'll 1-on-1, you're looking at about $650 to $700 a week. We try not to do that. So 1-on-6 would be our typical kids, no big giant behavior issues. I don't need someone on the side ready for them. They're $375, and that includes the field trips per week. A 1-on-3 would be, we just changed fees. It's about $500 a week for a 1-on-3. And again, that includes their field trips, and they would have a teacher. If there ends up a 4th or 5th person in that classroom, they get an aide. I think that's about what we're doing this summer. And they get a t-shirt.
Very good. Well, sounds exciting. Any questions at all from anybody? I just had that one.
Oh, we got Tammy.
Hi, is it something that they could maybe do like 2 weeks? They wouldn't have to be enrolled the whole summer?
Right. So how we are doing it right now, because of the demand, is 1 month at a time. So the 4 weeks in June, and then it would be 3 or 4 weeks in July, because the first week of July, even though we're open, it is a courtesy for the families that have to have that, especially those that have 13+ kids. And then you, if you only want a couple weeks, you go on a list, and then I have to look at availability for space.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Charlene. All right, let's move on to Christchurch Sugarland. Do we have the presenter for Christchurch Sugarland on with us? All right. Does not look like they're here at the moment, but let's see. There, I did see another question clarifying that the fee can be paid by Texas Workforce Commission or Star Plus. I think that's a question for you, Charlene. Charlene, did you happen to hear? There was one more question for you, clarifying that whether or not the fee can be paid
Oops.
by Texas
Sorry,
Workforce Commission.
didn't unmute myself.
Oh,
Okay, so Texas Workforce Commission has a program that we're already signed up for parents. So if they're part of that program, we're ready to go with that one. Star Plus Kids, we signed our paperwork and turned it in. That was today. So that one, it should only be a matter of time. It's just during COVID, everything took a month to get a reply. So we're hoping this speeds up a little bit. And as soon as we know, we can get back with people. So we do need immediately their insurance, who they're using, typical things. The other thing that we would really like from parents is what would they say their child's academic ability is. So if they're a pre-reader or reading or doing single digit addition or into multiplication, so that we can, they would find that out from their teacher. So I don't care what grade they're in. I need to know where their ability is, so that we can make sure we target that in the summer.
very good. All right. Thank you for that, Charlene. Well,
You're welcome.
Christchurch Sugarland, if we don't have the rep here with us today, we do have their flyer available here, and their contact information is here as well. So check out Christchurch. They do have some really exciting summer activities here, as you can see, and their All Belong ministry as well. So we'll go ahead and go to our next presenter, St. Peter's United Methodist Church.
Hi, my name is Whitney Pepper. I am the pastor over special needs ministry at St. Peter's. We are located in Katy, right across from Taylor High School. I'm so sorry, I just dropped the ball on getting flyers over to Carrie, so I'm going to kind of walk you through what we have going on. We are excited that we are again going to have an in-person special needs camp for people of all ability and all ages. Unfortunately, as of last week, we filled the camp up completely, so we are only on a wait list at this point, but I will put my email in the chat so you can email me if you'd like to get your child on the wait list. We take anywhere from 3 on up, and it doesn't matter of physical or cognitive ability. We have a nursing staff that'll be here throughout the entire camp, and we're really excited to be able to offer that. Again, this year we did it in 2019, had every intention of doing it in 2020, and then COVID made us switch to a virtual platform. But that's our primary thing that we are doing this summer. All of our children's and our youth programming also offers special needs component. So if someone wants to send their child or their teen to any of our programming throughout the summer, we always have the opportunity for our buddy program or for one of our special needs staff to be there if needed. As well, we always have our special needs nursing staff on site if any of our participants are involved. But a couple other things that we have going on outside of camps is every Friday, we have our respite program for adults back open. So this is for anyone that has aged out of the school system, but is not able to participate in a work program or in something similar to Brickwood. And so it's every Friday from 10 to 1:30 on our Kingsland campus. It is run again by our nursing staff as well as our special needs staff that we have here on campus. You are able to bring your child without a caregiver. You're also able to bring your child with a caregiver. We typically do field trips throughout the year. I'm not sure when we're going to start bringing those back in. It's really going to be determined by the comfort level of parents. How comfortable are they with us going back to the movies or to the other things that we used to do? So we're really excited to have that back and running I'm sorry, I said Fridays. We had to move it to Wednesday. So it is on Wednesdays. It was just a new change. So every Wednesday, we don't stop during the summer. We go year round. We'll take a break for Christmas and Thanksgiving, but it is a year round program. So again, feel free to email me if you would like more information on how to sign up your child for that. We are also excited that come August, we are going to bring our Friday Night Friends program back. This is a once a month respite program for 12 and under. So we have a one-on-one buddy program on Friday nights from 5 to 9 on our Kingsland campus where parents can drop their child off and they can have a date. They can go grocery shopping. We have one mom who goes home and naps every single time we offer that program. And so it's really open to whatever you want to do. Again, our staff and nursing staff is always there. And for the most part, every single time we offer something on campus, it is a 1-to-1 ratio. So whether it's the nursing staff or our staff, or we have trained volunteers, it is always an almost 1-to-1 ratio. So someone always is there. There's always enough people. We're really, really excited to be able to bring our in-person stuff back after 14 months of really not being able to do a whole lot in person. So again, I'm so sorry that I didn't get flyers ready. I just dropped the ball. We had a lot of damage to the freeze, and so trying to get my house back in order. But I will put my name and my email as well as the church website, even though Carrie already has it up there. Feel free to look on that. Let me know if you have any questions. And we're real excited for anyone that would like to come and be a part of our program.
Yeah. And Whitney, if you have those flyers and you're able to shoot those to me, I will go ahead and add that to this presentation before I send it out. So if you're able to get those to me, early afternoon today, because I do like to send this out as soon as I can, but I will add this in there so that everybody has all that information. It's a lot of great programs. So a lot of people want to know about that.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Next we have Out Loud Dance. Do we have the rep here from Out Loud Dance? Well, we do have the information here on the slide. I know there's a one for volunteers as well. So participants and also for volunteers. So contact information is here if you want to check out Out Loud Dance. And again, everybody will receive this PowerPoint presentation along with the video link to this video presentation. We'll get that to you here. I was hoping by the end of today. I'd like to get that out quickly to you all if I can. All right, our next presenter is Texana.
Good morning, everybody. I had to look at the clock to see if it was morning or afternoon yet. Glad that everybody could be here. This is great information. I think we all want to make sure that individuals are productively busy and learning and having great experiences over the summer. So Texana should have a couple of slides on here. Carrie, do we have? There we go. So we have a social connections club. Actually, we have 2 clubs for meeting once a week and having some social interaction, learning some social skills, practicing community safety, relationship safety. We're open to building more clubs as we have more students come in that are interested, or I guess club members. We like to think of it as a club rather than a class, although there's a curriculum that we do teach, and that's based off of the students that we have. Right now, we're looking at providing that services for ages, 14 through 23, although we have had some older folks who are interested in their later 20s, and we will accommodate for people who are interested. We'd like to build up and have more and more classes. We want to provide the service for as many people as are interested. Currently, we have a club that meets on Wednesdays from 4 to 5:30, but again, we are open to developing more clubs at different times, certainly during the summer with people potentially not in school. We look to having some more daytime clubs. So if you have questions about when the clubs are held and what time, please feel free to call. My contact information is right there. Please go with the contact information that's on the left-hand side of the slide. We have some contact information at the bottom that is currently not accurate, but if you contact me by that phone number or that email address, I'll certainly get back with you and answer your questions. Right now, we do have private pay. It's $200 a month, and our clubs are open to membership as the membership wants. So if somebody wants to join and enjoy the benefits for 2 or 3 months and then stop for a while and return later, that's perfectly fine, but it is ongoing. And we do have members of our initial club that have been, I believe, in the club for, I want to say it's been at least a couple of years now. So something that you can continue to enjoy or graduate out of. As we grow more clubs, there's a possibility that if your date and time become less easy for you to attend, then you can just talk to us about other dates and times where clubs are available and join a different club. Also, it may be helpful for some people to interact with different groups as they learn and grow. And I see a question here about, is there another location besides Fulshire? Right now, we are holding our clubs in Fulshire. The Fulshire location is just north of downtown, but for people who know Texana, we have multiple locations. So if we had interest to grow for a different location, we would certainly look at providing services in another location. And are any of these services providers of the Class Wallet? I'm not sure what Class Wallet is. So if somebody clarifies that for me, I'll be happy to answer that question. In addition to the social skills classes, we have been doing computer classes for I believe about 3 years now. And this summer, I'm really excited. This is our flyer. We have coding and video editing. And I want to have out there for anybody who's interested in learning more about working on the computer and is interested in YouTube videos or TikTok, that's what that video editing means. So On the one hand, we would have the coding classes, which involve coding with Scratch in order to do video games, or create video games, I should say, not just play them. And the video editing would lead to a product where you could post your edited video on YouTube or TikTok, which I think is a thing a lot of people are interested in. This will be our summer courses. There are 2 different courses. They're starting this summer. The week of June, the week, I believe it's not June 1st, but it will be in the first couple of weeks in June. One class starts 1 week and the next class starts later. You could join either class or both classes, and they'll go once a week all through the summer. We're working on determining the exact times and days of the week that work for people who are interested. The classes are $40 a week, and those classes are offered by Zoom. So if you are not quite ready to join people together in one location, then you can participate by Zoom. And let me just back up and say that the classes that we have for Social Connections are in person. We do currently have a location that's large enough to be able to kind of spread people out and do social distancing, sanitize when they come in, wear their masks. We do try to make sure we're providing a safe environment when people are together for that. And I want to acknowledge our partner who's coming up next is Unite and Inspire. So we are putting together the schedule and providing some advertising and just trying to make sure that the clients of Texana know about this availability, but Unite and Inspire is providing the actual content for the classes, and it's a fabulous thing to see. Sit in and watch the classes. We have another staff member who monitors all of the classes, and occasionally I sit in, and it's just amazing to see both the teachers and the students, and just the camaraderie and just the excitement about learning something new. So just want to encourage you guys to take a look at that and pass out the information to any other folks who are interested in learning more about coding and video editing.
Very good. Thank you so much. Don't see any other questions in the chat. Any other questions for Beth? All right, we'll move on to our next presenter, Unite and Inspire.
Thank you, Carrie. Thanks for making us part of this wonderful expo where so much of information is being shared with all interested parents. We are very happy to partner with Texana and ARC in 2 of their major projects or initiatives like what they have, offering to children virtually now, and slowly we are transitioning into the in-person groups. We are a volunteering nonprofit organization, and we provide volunteering opportunities to all. While you have all this information that you're gathering now, where you have summer schools and summer camps or other activities that you can be part of learning something, we are here offering you activities that you can be part of where you are giving back to the communities. We are giving you those opportunities where you can have fun volunteering at the same time, do it as a group activity where you impart all the social learning skills, what you're learning from Texana workshops or like from ARC social groups, and all the all the abilities that what you're gathering through these groups, you can put it to action through our volunteering activities, what we propose to each individual according to their age levels appropriately. As you see here, in partnership with Texana Center, we offer these basic computing and technology workshops, and we which is about photo and video editing, and also we teach about MS Office and digital, how you make these digital collages and flyer designs and digital animation, like how when you saw this documentary that one of our organizations has just mentioned earlier. There's a lot that goes into making this one documentary, and you would want to be part of not just on the screen but also behind the scenes. But how can you take part in such work? It is this is what we are trying to teach to the students, like through these workshops. In the summer, we are offering these basic computing and technology workshops, and also the coding workshops, what Beth has just explained about. And apart from that, we also offer free online sessions in the thematic art, in the topics of these themes are anime, mandala, and upcycle. So these are the thematic arts that are taught in the schools as well. And these are also like offered as a special courses like in the colleges. And they're also something that you can adapt that into the digital arts, like when you learn these online, when you learn these topics. And these are something that we would like to offer free online sessions in the summer. And all you need to do is like register as a participant. And we would release all this information in the month of, in the first week of June in our social media portals like our Facebook page and our website. And you would be able to take part in these free sessions along with I would encourage highly to avail these workshops what we're offering together with Texana into this basic computing and coding. And gaming programming is something that has been very successful in the past 2 years. We had about like 34 weeks sessions that we have run for this teaching the gaming. And this is like at two different levels that we teach. We have adult instructors, and we also have a peer-to-peer teaching that would ease the students, the participants, to learn in a very professional environment, but at the same time, the friendly environment what we provide through these volunteers like who teach and address and answer all the questions. So it is not like in how it is in the school that you have a timing frame, but we are open to giving you additional information that you need and give you that kind of a professional skill set at the end of the program. You would be able to do a hands-on project or hands-on work, and that's the goal of these workshops. Now, apart from that, we also offer, as I earlier mentioned, volunteering opportunities that any one of you can avail, and this reflects well. This reflects well on your academic like resumes, or and that we can sign for your schools, and it also works well for your college applications if you are a youth or young adult. Because we also offer the summer internships that you can be part of, where you can see that these are all hands-on and insightful projects that are based on community needs and health and medical needs of the veterans in the community. And we also offer campaigns, individualized campaigns that groom and provide them an opportunity to enhance their leadership skills and communication skills. So all that you're learning from these workshops, what ARC and Texana Center is offering you, we provide you that avenue to implement that in one word. So, and we help in different ways for the academic enhancement through our programs. And feel free to email us. You have the email address out there on the flyer. And we start our summer activities from June 1st, and we're open to your questions.
Great. Thank you so much, Rajani. I don't see any questions here in the chat. But if anybody has a question, if not, you'd like to reach out and reach out to Unite and Inspire. Their contact information is here. We'll go ahead and move on to Texas Workforce Solutions. Ooh, I think you're on mute, Anna.
Sorry about that. Would that be me, Carrie, or do you have someone else here from Workforce Solutions?
Nope, that's for you.
Okay. So hello, everybody. My name is Anna Holderberg, and I am with Workforce Solutions. And let me just get to my PowerPoint, because although Carrie's showing her PowerPoint, I have a PowerPoint too that I refer to. It's called my cheat sheet. So my name is Anna Holderberg, and I am with Workforce Solutions. And who is Workforce Solutions? Well, we are the Gulf Coast Workforce Board and its operating affiliate, Workforce Solutions. We're the public workforce system in the 13-county greater region. And our goal is to help employers meet their human resources needs and help individuals build their careers. So who do we service? We service students, families, community partners, and businesses within the Gulf Coast. And the Gulf Coast is in fact the largest of the 28 workforce development areas in Texas, which includes 76 ISDs, 100 charter schools, and 27 career centers. And so we operate local career offices throughout the 13 county Gulf Coast regions. And that includes the counties of Austin, Brazoria, Chambers, Colorado, Fort Bend, Galveston, Harris, Liberty, Matagorda, Montgomery, Walker, Waller, and Wharton. So we help job seekers. Well, we help them by helping them find a job, keep a job, or get a better job. We assist in job search and placement, including referrals to open jobs. We host seminars on job search and career planning. We help with education planning and counseling. We help young people choose a career, get a summer job, enter the workforce. We provide assistance in adult education and literacy instruction. And we can also assist you in applying for financial aid. And then on the back end, we also help employers. And how do we help employers? We help them by filling open jobs, by providing labor market data, by providing economic data, wage and salary data, employment projections. We help by developing talent pipelines and by assisting in training and for new and current workers. We also advise on HR issues. So getting to my role as a student hireability navigator. So what I do is my role within this huge system is to help students with disabilities move into the workforce or move into post-secondary education. So the student hireability navigator provides awareness to 75 school districts and all eligible students of pre-employment transition services available by vocational rehabilitation services within the Houston, Galveston area, the 13 counties. Also, we help increase student referrals for transition services at each of the vocational rehabilitation centers. We identify and address gaps and opportunities in each area. We support partnerships between districts, VR centers, and potential employers to match students in work-based experiences. So specifically, what we do is we promote pre-ETS, which is pre-employment transition services. And there are 5 categories in pre-ETS. You have job exploration, counseling on post-secondary education, job readiness, self-advocacy, and work-based learning. And so if you meet with a counselor and you're looking at job exploration, the youth is not really sure what they want to go into, a VR counselor can help them assess their vocational interest. They can help explore the labor market and in-demand industries. They can look at non-traditional employment options. They can also look at the vocational interest inventories. They can also look at counseling on post-secondary education. So a VR counselor will sit down if the student wants to go into college or university, and they can, the VR counselor will counsel them on things such as assisting in the enrollment process, identifying financial aid options. It could look like something like document an academic accommodation. It could also look like, it could be something like to access services or support for their disability. The other area of pre-ETS where a VR counselor can help a student would be in the realm of essential skills. So for example, if the student has difficulty with time management or money management or decision-making, or how to communicate effectively with a boss at their job, how to teamwork effectively. So that's another category under pre-employment transition services. Another category is self-advocacy. So that refers to an individual's ability to effectively communicate, convey, negotiate, or assert his or her own interest or desires. So an option for that would be to enroll the student in VAT, vocational adjustment training. And that will assist the student in things like goal setting, requesting help when needing, when needing it, requesting and utilizing accommodations, listening to other people's opinions, positive self-talk. And then the last category would be work-based learning opportunities, which falls under pre-eds. And we are now starting our summer program, Summer Earn and Learn, which I will touch a bit upon in a bit. But in general, work-based learning, that could include something like volunteering or job shadowing or simulated work experience. It can include paid or non-paid work experiences, paid, non-paid internships, and so forth.
We do actually I have the Summer Earn and Learn flyer up right now. Can you briefly talk about that? Because we do have a couple. We've got Ronnie Fraser coming up after you that'll talk more about those kind of things too. So yeah.
Okay, I'll wrap it up. So just quickly, who has access to pre-employment transition services? If you are a student between the ages of 14 and 22 and you have a documentation of a disability, that could either be an intellectual disability or a physical disability, and you are enrolled as a student, you are eligible for these services. It's a really quick, fast and easy application. It's a one-page application. Parents do not need to disclose what's in their bank account in order to access these services. And so, yeah, so it's called Pre-Employment Transition Services. And so Summer Earn and Learn is upon us. And if we look at the flyer, sorry, I can't get to it. All right, so if we look at the flyer, Summer Earn and Learn, it's up to 180 hours paid, $10 an hour. And so if you need a VR counselor, let me know if you don't have one. If you do, you can ask your counselor that you want to be enrolled in Summer Earn and Learn. Like I said, it's 180 hours. That could be broken to 10 or 12 weeks, and that would be depending on your schedule and what the employer's needs are. And again, Summer Earn and Learn, you have to be 16 because most employers want you to be 16 in order to work. And so, yeah, that's basically the gist of it.
All right. So there was a question if there's anything for youngers, but I think you just answered it by saying you have to be 6 because most employers want you to be 16.
Most employers want 16, but you can access pre-employment transition services at 14.
Very good. Well, thank you so much. And if people are wanting, if they don't know who their pre-employment transition counselor is, who would they contact? What number?
You
would
can
they
contact
call?
me directly and I will match you with somebody.
Okay. Would you mind dropping your information in the chat for people?
Sure.
We'll get you connected. Wonderful. We'll move on to Bloom Consulting. Ronnie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ronnie Jo Frazier with Bloom Consulting, and I'm the regional director for the Houston and East Texas area. And so today we're going to talk about our summer programs, and we are offering 3 virtual summer pre-employment and transition services camps. They are designed for students between the ages of 14 and 22, and our camps focus on pre-employment work skills. And then we are offering one this summer that's a virtual college like boot camp. It's to get them ready to attend college. And so if they're first time freshmen or this is their first year going, if they've been freshmen, but now they're going to go in person, this may be a good camp for them. And so during our camps, there are 2-week sessions. They attend from, 10 to 12 and 2 to 4. And they receive 40 hours of instruction on all the pre-employment transition goals that we really focus on things like interview skills, building a resume, getting along with your coworkers, being at work on time, all of those skills that you need to be a good employee. We also focus a lot on self-advocacy, understanding what your accommodations you would need at work and how to ask for those, and what your rights are as an individual with a disability. So these are offered statewide because they are virtual, and so anyone can access those throughout the entire state. All you have to do is have internet access to be able to do that. Typically, you can private pay for these camps, but a lot of these can be funded through the Texas Workforce Commission. If you reach out to the counselor that serves either your child or your child's school, you can talk to them about the appropriateness of one of these pre-ETS camps and if your child would be eligible to attend them. So we do work closely with TWC for funding for these camps. So we are offering some in-person camps around Houston area. So we have a list of those as well on our webpage, so you can see if like in-person is ideal for your child or for a student that you support. You can look at what our in-person camps, where they're going to be at, and if that's something that you're interested in. I know we're offering some in Sci-Fair. We're offering 2 weeks in Sci-Fair. We're offering 3 weeks at 2 different high schools in Houston. So there are some options for in-person summer camps too. The in-person and the virtual camps cover all the same information except for the college boot camp. The college boot camp is really going to focus on self-advocacy skills and getting them ready for college. Study skills, how to read a syllabus, how to talk to your disability service office, how to ask for accommodations, how do you talk with a professor, all those things that they need to get ready for college. So my information is on there on all of the flyers. There's also information on there. You can go to our website and look at all of the camps and all the information on there. And then if you're not sure if you know who your TWC counselor is, but you're interested in one of these camps, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to Anna Holderberg and she can tell you and we'll help you get connected. So the ages for our camps are 14 to 22. Are there any other questions? I talked fast because I know we're kind of behind, so.
No worries, we appreciate your information. Yes, and then the flyers here too, and I'm trying to monitor the chat too and flip through the slides as well. So here's the information for the Houston ISD pre-TS camp and the Sci-Fair as well. And again, you all will receive these here shortly. I will be emailing the entire presentation plus a link to the video to you all shortly if you missed anything. All right, we'll move on to 18 and beyond special services.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lori Cicada. I am a vocational teacher at 18 and Beyond Special Services. We are a 501c charitable organization that provides vocational, transitional, and employment services to special needs adults, and we're located in Stafford. Some of the services that we provide on an ongoing basis are core programs. We have habilitation services, pre-employment transition services, job exploration counseling, work-based learning, counseling on post-secondary opportunities, workplace readiness training, self-advocacy, job placement, supported employment, job skills training, vocational adjustment training, work adjustment training, and we also provide transportation. We do provide transportation to and from 18 and Beyond Special Services, to and from the workplace, to and from community events. And I do apologize, this is the only flyer that we have posted right now. So just to kind of give you a brief overview, we do have on-site medical staff. We do have a medical doctor and nurse practitioner on staff. And some of the summer programs that we will be offering in addition to our core programs are offered Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Ages, we start also at 14, and basically it just is for adults who are in the work transition age group. So one of the summer programs that's underway in May is healthy eating, and we will be addressing organic, vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, and some of the benefits to those type of dietary choices. We will have cooking classes and also be teaching how to grow your own food. And so we are enrolling for that now. In June, we will be offering an entrepreneurship course where we'll be encouraging creativity and celebrating individuality by creating art, jewelry, fashion design, pottery, and we also will be selling, the adult learner will be selling their own creations online for their own profit. And that's going to be happening in June. In July, we're offering a course of self-love, self-care. We'll be teaching about deep breathing techniques, meditation, the benefits of journaling, de-stressing and relaxation, and how to center and focus. And we are enrolling for that as well now. And we do ask that you call personally to take a tour or to get further details and the cost, the number is 713-575-7416. And again, we do offer transportation, and as well as we do take field trips twice a week. So coming up this next week, actually tomorrow, we have Crocodile Farm that we're going to go visit, and as well as eating lunch with skydivers next week. So give us a call. We'll be happy to work with you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I'm noticing too, the flyers for y'all are having an open house on May 15th from 2 to 5. So stop by and check them out as well.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. We have Alliance Theater.
Hi, everybody. Can everyone hear me? Can you all hear me okay? Okay. Sometimes my microphone gives me problems. I'm visiting today with you all from the Monarch Institute where I work full time. And so if a student walks in or I get interrupted, I'm sorry. So I'm going to try to make it quick. I am the founder of Alliance Theater and the artistic director. My name's Adrienne. Our Alliance Theater is a small nonprofit, and our goal is to offer a platform to all artists with disabilities. And then part of that platform is our academy. Our academy is called Better Together. And the academy's goal is to offer classes in all disciplines of the arts to all children and adults. And so it's very inclusive. It's a mixed group of learners. Several of our learners have physical disabilities. Some of them only have, some of them are developmentally delayed. We have several students on the spectrum, and then some are just more of a typical learners. But so we really do have a wonderful mix, which I love about our classes. And our youngest age is 5 years old, and it goes all the way up until I think our oldest student is maybe in his 40s. So there's no age cap either. And then these graphics here that we're putting up, and absolutely you can email me. Our graphics that we're putting up here are summer programming, which I'm really excited about. Our summer program. So this is Disney Villains that you're looking at right now, and this is July 17th through August 14th, and it's for teens and adults. And Disney Villains, we're going to be creating an original script. We're going to choose our favorite Disney villain to act out and write a script about what would happen if those villains met each other. And then at the end of the class, they perform for parents and friends. It's very interactive, it's very hands-on, and it just includes everyone, and we meet everyone exactly where they're at. And then the Play Factory is June 5th through July 10th. It's for ages 12 through adult. And we have a guest instructor teaching this. He's from Main Street Theater. And the Play Factory is about theater production. So all the things that go into putting on a show, so that learners get to create their own artwork, their own props. They get to write an original play. They get to perform in the play. They get to create costumes. It's every aspect of it. So there's a little bit of something for everyone in there. And then our last graphic is our dance intensive, which I really love because it's ballet and tap, but it's adaptive. So we have a few learners in wheelchairs, a few who require the support of a walker, and several students who have physical challenges. And it's just been such a beautiful thing to see them come to life in ballet class this year. It's been amazing. They really are my heroes, and they inspire me all the time. And so we thought, why not add tap onto it? So we're adding tap this summer, and we're providing slip-on taps onto street shoes, so you don't have to go out and buy your own tap shoes if you don't want to. And it's ages 12 through adult.
Now there's another graphic that I haven't included in this, and it's for the younger kids. And it's going to be June 5th through July 10th also. And it's for ages 5 through 8. So if you know any 5 through 8-year-olds, we're doing a class called Music Mania. And it's a music class that will incorporate a lot of movement as well. And as far as things for puppeteers, so our classes are always rotating out. So the answer is yes, we have opportunities for puppeteers. This past semester, spring semester, we offered stage combat with foam swords and hand-to-hand combat. We've also offered a lot of art classes and playwriting classes. So if you just check our website out, which is alliancetheatertexas.com, we're always updating the classes that we offer, and we do try to rotate them out to include all of the arts. And then let's see, any other questions? My email, you can email from the Alliance website, but my personal email, I'll type here. It's shareradrian@gmail.com. And you can email me if you have any questions or you want further information about us as well. So thank you. That's about it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And actually, would you mind dropping your email in the chat for everybody? I don't know. I'm not seeing it on my end anyways.
Oh, let's see. Let me put everyone. Okay. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And okay, time for questions. Anyone? Did anybody have any questions about? I know we ran a little long, but that's we're blessed to have so many great organizations here that are offering some really great programs this summer. So excited. Thank you all for your time and being here to share this. Any questions for any of our panels so far?
Yes, I have one. This is Felix. I have one about the counselor from TWC. Do they assign to a child by zip codes or by where the child live, or? So
Anna Holderberg, do you have an idea on how the Texas Workforce Commission will assign a counselor?
Okay, so every school is a transitional VR counselor, and if it's an open position, if there isn't a counselor available, then they will assign you what's called the liaison counselor. So it's done through the school, and it's a state requirement. So yeah, so it's done at the school. And if you don't have one, or you don't know who it is, then I know all the managers of all the units in the Gulf Coast. So just let me know and we will get you assigned to one.
Right. And Anna, what was your email address? I'll put that in the chat as well.
Oh yeah, I put it. It should be there.
Okay. I guess I just didn't see it.
Anna.holderberg@wrksolutions.com.
Solutions.com. Okay, I'll put that in the chat as well. And it's BERG, right?
Correct. HOLDERBERG.
At WRKsolutions.com. Wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we have another hand up. Go ahead and ask your questions. Go ahead, Susan.
Oh, okay. So for Texas Workforce, a lot of their programs are for quote unquote transition students. Cadence was given, she's intellectually disabled, but she was graduated with a regular diploma.
Okay.
So she can't, Fort Bend won't take her in because Harmony School gave her a regular diploma by mistake. So anything that says students with TWC, even though she's within the age range, if she's not enrolled in Fort Bend, she does not have access to.
So she can have access to regular VR services, adult services, if she's no longer classified as a student. If she has a disability and she's looking for work and her disability is an impediment to finding work, she can access adult services.
Right, and she has a counselor. There are just so many, so many more things available for quote unquote
Sure,
students. You know, like the earn and learn is for transition
Sure.
students.
sure. Yeah, so there's summer earn and learn, then there's also, and summer earn and learn is for the summer only. But if that doesn't work, then there's also year-round paid work experience, which is the same, it's actually the same concept as summer earn and learn, except for it's year-round. So really, I'm not, like I keep telling those who make these programs, why don't we just have one program and have it
Yes.
year-round, right? Rather than calling it, summer earn and learn in the summer and then paid work experience, just have one, and keep it going all year. So, but yeah, but there are services for transition. There are services for, just regular VR services for students. And then there's adult services. So if you don't fit in one category, we can find you another category. And if VR doesn't work out for you, then we could also direct you to our workforce solutions office. Some people don't want to work for VR. Work with VR. So we refer them to our workforce solutions offices. So.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Great questions. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll continue on more questions offline.